First off, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to those apostles and elders from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the elect. And hopefully that you guys may be sealed soon. And with that, this your brother Dawaba from the branch of GMS here in Chicago, coming right back at you with a little lesson. And as you see on my phone screen here, I got Easy Reaction and Reviews. And this is this brother's channel. I don't know the guy's name, but I've listened to it here and there. And he says, White T's daddy used black women to destroy the black men. Now it's their turn. And it says Corey tried to warn them. Now, when it talks about Corey, it's talking about Corey Holcomb. And I'm quite sure a few brothers know Corey Holcomb. He has a YouTube channel. I forgot the name of the channel. But he always talking, and a lot of things he says is true. But here's the point about that. Just like Kevin Samuels, just like Fresh and Fit, just like all these other guys, and Corey Holcomb is concluded, and even this guy right here, Easy Reactions, a lot of these motherfuckers heard the apostles. You know, when they came on YouTube in 2007, and guess what? They ran away with it and started getting that content creation off of it as time went on. The apostles were saying all these things before this, even before the internet. They were out there on the highways and byways. The internet just broadened the horizon. You know, now everybody hearing it. But the whole point of the matter is a lot of these guys made all this money and came up with all this content creativity, or however you want to call it, through from the apostles. Kevin Samuels is a known one, you know. But now all of a sudden this knowledge is getting out there and a lot of these men are waking up, you know. Now with that, I'm going to sit up here and let the Corey Holcomb play. I'm going to let this play. Before I do that, I'm going to sit up here and get the Copyright Act of 1976. I'm not using this for no monetarily or financial gain. I'm just using this for teaching and educational purposes only. So with that, I'm going to let this play and I'm going to grab a few scriptures.
My sisters, everything you did is finna come back on you because they have people in place government-wise to show you we used you to destroy the village. Now we really have no use for you no more. Your daddy ain't there. Your husband ain't there. Your son is raised wrong. Your daughter is watching you work. You have done what we wanted you to do well in destroying the village. The father of your child is probably in court with you over nothing. We have used you to the same way, like back in the day, Eve ate from the forbidden tree. Right. This is the same thing. You ate from the forbidden tree. You went and used a system that destroys you to destroy your family. And now, with this administration in, they have no use for you. Remember all the female black mayors and everything that was happening and all like that?
Yeah.
They ain't got no use for that shit no more.
I did a video about this before.
So there it is, you know, and he's right about what he said. Now, I'm quite sure when he referenced Genesis 3 and 3 and 1 on down, I'm quite sure he believes that it was some goddamn fruit, and he probably still believed that it was a damn snake. Now, either with that being said, but he's right about everything else. These damn devils, the so-called white man, used you motherfucking so-called black women and you other tribes to fuck over the men, but especially you so-called black women. But with that, man, let me sit up here and grab a few scriptures. Now, I'm finna sit up here and go to that Genesis, you know, just to sit up here and clarify a few things. I'm just going to read from Genesis 3 down, from 1 down maybe to 6. So, and then I'll make some points. Now, this is Genesis 3 and 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord power had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath Yahweh said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the tree of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die, for Yahweh know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and it was good, pleasant to the eyes, and a tree desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband, and her with her, and he did eat. So there you go. So what's the point about this? When it says a serpent, it is not talking about a goddamn snake. It's talking about a man. And it says the tree. So here it is, man. Before I go any further, let me grab a few scriptures. Oh damn, I actually had the scripture I want to grab on. Let me go to which one I want to go to first? Let me go to Mark first. Let me go to Mark and 8, and then I'm gonna go to Psalms. And brothers know where I'm going. This is Mark 8. And here's the point that I want to make about those trees, so you can understand that this was a man. This was a man. The Lord compares us to trees. He compares us to certain animals. Just like these damn devils. He compared to a snake because of how they lie all the time. They deceitful. A snake is cunning. A snake is wise. It'll sit back and wait and strike at the right time. Snakes are sneaky. But here's the point. It's Mark 8:22. And he cometh to Bethsaida, and they bring a blind man unto him, and besought him to touch him. And he took the blind man by the hand, and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes, and put his hand upon him, he asked him if he saw aught. And he looked up, and said, I see men as trees walking. So what was even the blind man, when he saw, what did he see? He said, I see men as trees walking. So when you sit up here and go back to Genesis 3 and 6, I keep saying 16. When you sit back and go back to Genesis 3 and 1, and you read down to 6, those trees were talking about men. It was talking about people, but it was specific. But this was a man that came to Eve. This was a man. And here's the point that I want to make about that. So let's go sit up here and go to Psalms 58. So this was a man that came to Eve, and what did he do? It said, this is Psalms 58:3. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stop at her ear. Who's the wicked? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And that goes into Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. The Lord would have indignation. They call them the border of wickedness, whom the Lord would have indignation with forever. Who's the border of wickedness? Who's the wicked? It's Esau, Edom. And when it's talking about him, it's talking about it says as soon as he go astray, as soon as he be born, speaking lies. These devils can't help but to lie, man. They've lied about everything throughout the years. They've lied about their history. They lied to you. They gave you JC. They gave you bullshit. Everything they do is a bunch of lies. And like I said before, and brothers have said this many times, and I've just learned it from them. You need to know the truth in order to tell a lie. There's no way around it. You can't tell a lie without knowing the truth. Point blank, period. So this is Eve. Eve stood up here and got in league with these goddamn devils, just like she did back then, and just like Corey Holcomb is talking now. Here it is. They done sit up here and got these jobs, got these degrees, and guess what they did? They shitted on the so-called black man. And really, it's really the so-called black man, because the other nations of women, yeah, they might do some things, but it's really you so-called black women that fuck over your own men for nothing. And now you paying the price, and that's what Corey was talking about it. And then he mentioned a few other things. The other thing he said up here in a minute, he said y'all destroyed your own village, but there was the other thing. He talked about them twerking, and he said that the daughters look at this. So when you sit up here and when the daughters look at this, what they're gonna do? They're gonna emulate their moms. They're going to learn from their moms and do the same thing. I think it's Ezekiel 16, if I'm not mistaken. I'm thinking it's Ezekiel 16. I think it's Ezekiel 16. Ezekiel 16. There it is. This is Ezekiel 16 and 44. It says, behold, everyone that useth proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is the daughter. So just like Corey Holcomb was saying, he said that the daughters look at y'all and guess what they learn? He's looking at they looking at their mom twerking. Guess what they learning? The same shit. They emulating the same thing, doing the same thing, because they ain't knowing no better. The women ain't teaching like they used to. They ain't kind. They ain't loving. They ain't nurturing. Everything is about me, 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 and that's a lot of y'all. Now there are some really good women out there, but a lot of y'all are trash, and the Lord is going to destroy you. Now the other thing he stood up here and said was that they destroyed the village. I had this pulled up. This is Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25. You know what? Before I get this one, you know what? Yeah, let me get this first. Let me grab this first, and then I'll grab that. Let me go to Proverbs. I'll grab this first. Let me go to Proverbs. I think, is it 14:1? Yeah, here it is. Proverbs 14:1. It says, "Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish pluck it down with her hands." And there you go. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish pluck it down with their hands. And a lot of our women done destroyed their own families, man, for bullshit, for their own happiness, man, for really nothing, for nothing at all. Because you got a job, because you got a degree, you know, because you make a little money, because you got your little face out there on TV. Foolishness, man. None of y'all don't know how to be wives no more. Which I'm finna sit up here and go back to Ecclesiasticus 25:24. It says, "Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all died." And that just goes right back to Genesis chapter 3, starting with the first verse. She sit up here and listen to these goddamn devils. You know, she sit up here and listen to Esau Edom. You know. Now back then he wasn't Esau, and back then he actually was melanated. You know, until the Lord took that away from him. You know, and that's when you sit up here and think, when Cain and Abel, Cain was actually Esau, and Abel was actually Jacob. You know, when they came back, Cain and Abel came back reincarnated as Esau and Jacob, or vice versa. Abel is Jacob, and Cain is Esau. He came back. And what you think that mark of Cain was? He lost his leprosy. The Lord took the melanin away from him. So when you sit up and see, when you look at Genesis 25, it says he came out red all over. Well, he wasn't like everybody else. He came out with a different color flesh, red flesh. And they say white, but it's not white, it's red. That's just like we're not black, we're brown. All different shades of brown. You can see almond, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, caramel, honey coated, tan. Those, when you look at those colors, those are different shades of brown. You know, as a matter of fact, I sit up here and looked at the color. I looked at what's the most variations of colors. Brown was the most. They said it could be possibly 1,000 variations of color from brown. Now, whether that's true or not, it is for what it is. But they said red was next. They said it was about 250 variations of red. And you could kind of tell. You got red, you got candy apple, you got maroon, you got burgundy, you know. You got a whole bunch of different colors. Vermeil. You got a whole bunch of different colors in red. And just like I sit up here and name the colors, some of the colors are brown, you know. But either way it goes, I don't want to go off what I'm saying. But the whole point of the matter is this, that, hey, Eve was sitting up here in cahoots with the devil back then. These motherfucking goddamn Edomites, you know, just like it was back then and just like it is now. And the Lord is about to sit up, and now you see the Lord is bringing you low, which is going to lead me to go to here. This is Isaiah chapter 32. Because all these women are losing these jobs. And guess what? It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease." This is Isaiah 32:9. "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the venture shall fail, the gathering shall not come." It says, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins." I'm gonna read to 12. "They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fruits for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine." And there you go. It says, "Rise up, ye careless women." You motherfuckers should be listening and understanding that the men out there on the highways and byways, the stuff that you're listening to on YouTube, all this stuff is for your benefit. No one's listening to it. And it says rise up, but a lot of women ain't going to listen to it. There are going to be some that will, but a lot of them not. And guess what? You're going to be lamenting. You're going to be crying because guess what? When it says lament for the teats and the pleasant fields, that's all your good jobs. That's all the stores and stuff that you can go to. You can go and get your food from a grocery store and all this other stuff. You ain't got to go out there and tend a farm and make it yourself. All these things are made to be easy for you. You know, all that stuff is about to be stripped and taken away. It's about to go bye-bye, you know. And guess what's coming next? When all that goes bye-bye, when everything crashes and burns, what did the Lord say in Micah? Let's go to Micah chapter 7. Now I'm going to sit up here and read 9, but the point is in 10. This is Micah 7 and 9. I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth toward the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. So, hey, we bearing the indignation of the Lord. We bearing the judgment and the chastisement of the Lord because we the ones that sinned against him. We fucked up, you know. And as men, we're going to sit up and accept it. But our women don't accept too much. Y'all don't hold yourself accountable. Now, so like I said before, there are going to be women that do. But that's few and far between. But what did he say? It says, Micah 7 and 10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? My eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. And see, there the thing. Where is the Lord my power? Y'all don't believe in this truth. A lot of y'all don't. Even the ones that say they believe really don't believe. You know, you might go through the motions and might just sit up and accept certain things, but a lot of y'all truly don't believe, you know. A lot of y'all truly don't believe, and that shows that, hey, if a man sit up and say, I want another woman, or give me another woman, y'all don't truly believe, and that goes majority of y'all. That's just facts. Because we can have more than one wife. But a lot of y'all don't believe. But like I said before, that goes into Eve being in cahoots with the goddamn, the damn devil again, the so-called white man. You know, and now he ain't got no use for it. Now y'all about to be lamenting. And then now that y'all lamenting, guess what's coming next? Destruction. And that goes to Micah 7 and 10. She that is my enemy. Now you're going to be trodden down to be destroyed. You know, but I ain't gonna make this any longer. I hope whoever listening to it got edification up out of it. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to those apostles and elders from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the hopeful that you guys may be sealed soon. And with that, I always say stay prayed up, brothers. Pray for each other because we're almost up out of here. So with that, I'd like to say Kwam Yasharella and Abba Ball and Anya Hamatham Malakiam. Shalom.